He joins us now. Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Great to be with you today.
So, Congressman, let's start with this, because you were a businessman before you came to Washington. You understand the markets, you understand investing, you've benefited from all of that. So why shouldn't other lawmakers do the same?
Well, any American should be able to benefit from a rising market. I want to see everybody do well, of course. But those who hold elected office have a duty to those who elected them to do so in good faith. And the truth is, there are occasions, in my estimation, that members of Congress obtain information that may not be insider information, but they obtain it before the general public. And it is simply the fact that Americans have lost faith in the ethics of Congress. And I hear from too many people their concerns about how members of Congress conduct themselves financially and otherwise. And in my effort and mission to restore faith in our government, I think it's important that we uphold a higher standard, both ethically and as fiduciaries.
So you are a co-sponsor of this bipartisan bill, the Trust in Congress Act, that would require lawmakers to put their assets in a blind trust. Tell us why you think that's the right approach.
So there are a lot of propositions in Congress right now, of course, but I think this is the gold standard. I think Representative Spanberger and Chip Roy have worked thoughtfully on this, and I believe that a blind trust is the least limiting, but frankly, the most expeditious and reasonable path forward. It does not require those who serve in Congress to dispose of their assets, incur a massive tax burden, if you will. Rather, sets aside those tradable assets in a blind trust and creates a layer, if you will, of protection between the information that members of Congress discover in their jobs and then trading on it. It's what I have done proactively, despite the fact that it is not a requirement, and I think everybody should do so.
Congressman, it's Kelly here, and thanks again for joining us. One of the other bills would go farther than yours and require people to sell their holdings if they were elected to Congress. I think it's the one co-sponsored by Warren. Would you support that bill, or do you think that's too punitive?
I think it's too punitive. And frankly, Kelly, I want to see the best and brightest of America serve in Congress. That means people of all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of success stories, and all kinds of socioeconomics. I don't want to preclude people who've been successful from serving in Congress and making such an act as selling all your assets or tradable assets. I think is quite punitive. So to me, this is not an issue about whether one owns stock. It's whether or not you use the information that you obtain as a member of Congress to trade it. And that is the issue. I think a blind trust is a wonderful solution. I'm trying to inspire my colleagues to get behind it because we don't want to make the burdens of serving so high that we, frankly, limit who's willing to do it.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.